Let's get you now incidents from across the country to serve this as a wake-up call to all of us that we cannot afford to let our guard down. We showed you these images a few days back from the famous Kempty Falls in Missouri, and now in a mega India Today impact, the Tehri Gerwal administration in Uttarakhand has put a cap on the number of tourists at the famous Kempty Falls in Missouri. Viral images showed maskless tourists thronging this famous site in large numbers. No question of social distancing, as you can see on your screens there. Now, as per the directions of the local administration, only 50 tourists will be allowed at a time at these falls. They will not be allowed to stay at the spot for beyond half an hour. The district administration has also set up a checkpost to monitor movement of tourists. This action from the district administration comes amid fears of a possible third wave and the government's repeated insistence to public not to let their guard down, completely falling on deaf ears so far. And this is the story in every single tourist spot. There may be a fear of a third deadly wave, but Covidiots simply don't care. They're seeing thronging hill stations like Shimla, Manali, Dharamshala. Rohtang Pass also witnessed unruly crowds throwing Covid norms to the winds amid the biting cold at 13,000 feet. Dozens of people were seen riding horses, yaks. They're taking selfies without wearing masks, not following social distancing. Paragliding and river rafting zipline rides have also become popular among couples amid the fear of a raging third wave of the virus. The state government's decision to open these tourist sites has been welcomed by the hotel and adventure tourism industry, but experts fear that locals and public thronging these areas could give a new lease of life to the COVID virus. Manjeet Sehgal is joining us live this morning from Kullu in Himachal Pradesh. Manjeet, where you're standing, another very, very popular tourist spot. And what we're seeing is all of these areas are completely booked out. People have gathered in large numbers for some sort of respite from city life. But in the process, they're not following any COVID norms either.
Well, Akshita, we are standing midway between Kullu and Manali, and if we talk about the crowds at various tourist places, be it the Manali or be it Kullu or be it the 30,000 feet Rohtang Pass, the norms being thrown to the wind, the local administration, after the pictures and video clips went viral, has now announced that whosoever will be found violating the COVID norms will be fined up to 5,000 rupees. Local administration has now used a peer system to warn the people. 300 people have also been challaned during the past week, and a fine of 3 lakh rupees have been recovered from them. So the local administration has now swung into action, but this is not to say that the threat has vanished. The threat is still there. Himachal is still reporting fresh COVID-19 cases. 128 cases have been reported during the past 24 hours. There are over 1,300 active COVID cases in Himachal Pradesh. And the people who are visiting these tourist places are also coming from high load areas. Earlier, there was a prerequisite to show the negative RT-PCR report, but now all these prerequisites have been relaxed.
And they're lifting off that norm, Manjeet, of needing a negative COVID test. That's what's made a difference, and that's what's led to this huge influx of people. That's something perhaps the administration will have to do a rethink on to ensure that there's some control on how many people gather at these tourist sites. Manjeet, thank you.